Hey folks, Moonbase Alpha, thanks for watching. So by now you've probably seen the ridiculous clickbait title of this video, How Are You Most Likely to Die in the United States of America? And I wanted to kind of address this because it seems like there's an oddball emphasis on certain aspects of our lives in the gun community. We seem to think and concentrate on, we are going to die as a result of violent crime somehow. But statistically, that's definitely not the case. And today I kind of wanted to talk about something serious that you should probably think about, especially if you're considering your next firearm purchase, where that money should really go. Now, if we are, as we say we are, collecting firearms or storing firearms or we own firearms or whatever for home and self-protection, and whether or not it be concealed carry or within our own home, you and I have to recognize the fact that we are trying to mitigate a potential factor in our lives that could potentially kill us. That is violent crime. We're trying to prevent violent crime or respond to violent crime that could result in our deaths or the rape of our loved ones or the harm of our loved ones or whatever. We're carrying concealed to prevent this. We're storing a firearm to prevent this. We're learning how to use a firearm to prevent this. So you and I are both on board with a train of logic that says it is good to take preventative measures to prevent things that could potentially harm you or somebody that you love. So by that same thread of logic, we have to look at statistics reported by various entities, whether it be the CDC, FBI, Department of Health and Human Services, all sorts of things. We have to look at these statistics and look at the means by which people die in this country and do something about those, because we obviously want to prevent death by violent crime. We should also want to prevent other kinds of death. Well, how are you going to die? I mean, really, statistically, in the United States, are you going to die as a result of violent crime? Are you going to die as a result of terrorism? Are you going to die as a result of lightning strikes, car crashes, pulmonary failure? Are you going to die as a result of medical complications, old age? And really what you're going to find is that medical reasons are going to kill you far, far, far more often than anything that has to do with firearms or crime or criminals or anything like that. So it is incumbent on us as gun owners to recognize a fact of life. You are not going to die as a result of the criminal element in this country. It is very, very, very unlikely. What is it? Around 16,000 people are killed in homicides every year. That sounds like a shocking number, but you consider there's 400 plus million people in the United States, and that's really not that many. As a percentage of deaths in the United States, it doesn't even rank in the top 10. The most likely thing that's going to kill you is going to be something like heart disease, complications from various diseases like diabetes, complications from old age. You're probably going to have problems with parts of your body, medical failure, more likely than you will to run into a criminal who's going to kill you. And this is all to say that your best bang for your buck as far as self-preservation goes is a gym membership. I don't say this with any kind of... I'm not trying to be funny here, but I see so many fat, overweight, slobbish gun owners going into the local gun shops around here, guys who weigh like 300 pounds plus, looking at their fourth or fifth handgun purchase for this month, or they're looking to pick up some new AR-15 and they're going to keep it for the end of the world, zombie apocalypse, Red Dawn, whatever. And I think it's complete fantasy because these guys couldn't run 500 feet, let alone a mile in tactical gear. So I have to admit, I'm not perfect in this. I'm a little overweight as it stands. I've recently graduated college a couple of years ago, and while I was in school, I let myself go a bit. I think a number of you who've been through similar situations can probably empathize. I'm not perfect in that, but I do exercise regularly at this point in my life. I'm an avid rock climber. I've got, if you see my hands in videos and you see like bruises and blisters and things, this little chafed area here where I'm belaying all the time, that's from rock climbing, guys. I climb all the time. I go to a rock climbing gym here locally. I do some stuff outside on occasion. It's not as much as I would like to, but had a fantastic trip up to a place in West Virginia just recently in the New River Gorge. Climbed there. It was fantastic. So that's one thing that you can do if you're maybe not the person who likes to run. Rock climbing is certainly an exercise that you can do. There are a lot of even fairly chunky people who go rock climbing, and you'd be surprised. It's not about strength in your arms or your legs. It's about technique and thought and strategy. But you burn a lot of calories by belaying. It's a repetitive, exercise-based activity. Keeps your heart rate up. And then, of course, you will burn a lot of calories actually climbing. There are other things you can do. You don't necessarily have to go to a gym. Go to your local park once a week. I think personally that's a really good way of burning a few extra calories. Go for a walk. Move around a little bit because, at the end of the day, it's all about baby steps. And I found this when I was trying to get back into shape. At this point, if I need to, I can run a 5K. If I need to suit up and grab my MCX and a pistol and go fight the Ruskies, it's not going to be an issue for me. I can run a mile in full tactical gear if I need to. It's not going to be pleasant, and I don't think it's ever going to be pleasant. But hey, that is part of our job as civilian defenders. That said, it's all about baby steps. And like I said, I ran into this sort of thing right when I first started to get in back into shape. Is a lot of times you go to like a gym, and everybody's out there doing their PDX 90s or whatever CrossFit crap, and we all joke about that, but seriously, it is such a barrier to entry. You go to a CrossFit class, you go maybe twice or whatever, and then you just kind of drop out because it's like, man, this is a lot of work. I'm so tired after work. I don't want to go do this. I want to slouch on the couch and basically do nothing. The trouble with a lot of exercises, a lot of people don't get into it as recreation. I think one of the most amazing things that the gun industry and the gun community has come up with recently is the kind of advent of 3-gun stuff, because that incorporates a lot of movement and physical activity into the exercise and the art and the hobby of firearms. I think it's a great thing. It to me is really a shame that there aren't more ranges in my area that offer areas where you can do a little bit of run and gun. For one, I think it's fantastic training. For another, it keeps your heart rate up, and I think it's really good for some people to get a little bit of active movement in their shooting routine. And a lot of this just comes out of frustration of seeing people who are going to keel over from cardiac arrest. They need a quadruple bypass, and they're going out and buying a $4,000 AR-15. Like, you don't need a Wilson Combat 1911. What you need is a little bit of exercise. And, put your gun money towards something that's going to keep you alive longer, because, you're putting $4,000 towards your fancy-ass 1911, but you can't spend a little bit of time and effort to keep yourself healthy. I think it's like, to me, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So, the takeaway from this video is, statistically, you're not going to die from violent crime or terrorism unless something major happens in the world. Like, if we have a World War III, then all this goes out the window. You're probably going to die regardless of how fit you are. If World War III is going to be, what's the old Einstein quote? I don't know what weapons World War III will be fought with, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. It's clearly going to be a problem. If we get in a big fight with China or Russia, maybe, I don't think Iran's really a world power, but, who knows? We just lifted sanctions on them like retards and decided to let them go ahead and sell all their oil. So now they're going to get all this money, become basically the evil version of the UAE. So, thanks, Obama. But seriously, that I don't think really has any bearing on personal fitness. Maybe some people who can move around a little bit can survive. I don't know. But, at the end of the day, as far as business is normal, you and I, our biggest threat in life is our own body. It's one of those weird things. We're going to probably be killed by our own hearts and our own eating habits and our own sedentary lifestyle. And if you want to kind of gauge yourself on how you're doing, go out and try and run. Try and run a mile and see how you go. If you're dying by the time you get 500 feet down the road, then it's probably time to think about putting some of your gun money and your gun energy into personal fitness. And like I said, I'm not perfect in this. I don't claim to be perfect in this, but I'm a lot better than I was 2 or 3 years ago. I really took it seriously over the past couple of years. And like I said, now if I need to run, I can run. Pretty much to the point where I can get out of Dodge if I need to. I can run to the next town if I wanted to. But it's one of those things. If you need to kind of assess your personal fitness, your level of personal fitness, and kind of figure out where you are in life. And I would encourage you highly, if you are not physically fit, to get physically fit. And I'm not saying this is a life or death thing. There's no hurry. But you need to take steps within your life to eat better, to exercise more, and to certainly take care of yourself. I think it's incumbent on all of us. If you've got bad habits like smoking, like drug use, like alcohol abuse, stop it. Just stop it. Quit doing that line of cocaine off of a hooker's butt, and get your butt off the couch and go for a run every now and again. It's probably going to be good for you. It's going to preserve your life, and I think at the end of the day, that's a good thing. So, personal fitness, it's a good thing. See you guys later. Hopefully this has been at least maybe something a little bit more upbeat than what you thought originally. If you liked the video, please subscribe to my channel, and see you guys later. Bye.